The introduction of the Sovereignty Bill, designed to criminalize independent thought and punish Ugandans, both at home and in the diaspora, who speak out against regime excesses. Despite a January 2025 Supreme Court ruling banning military trials for civilians, the regime continues to hold citizens before military tribunals, treating political dissent as a capital offense. Disregard to fair and honorable judicial processes. Despite filings of habeas corpus for missing persons, the government denies holding citizens in their custody only to later present them in court with trumped-up charges and other times disappeared entirely. One of the many examples is the case of Kenyan citizens Nicholas Oyo and Bob Njagi, who also sits beside us today, who the government claimed to not have in their custody and then were released a few weeks later, after which Museveni said they were being kept in the fridge. Courts are being turned into clearinghouses for crimes and atrocities of state agents, and many times release them weeks or months later after being tortured or not at all. Citizens seen to have been arrested by the Ugandan security forces or apprehended have been disappeared for almost 1 year, such as Kizza Besigye's aide, Sam Mugumya, who has never been brought before a court and whose whereabouts still remain unknown to date. Persecution of Dr. Kizza Besigye. The continued detention of figures like Dr. Kizza Besigye, Haj Obed Lutale, and hundreds of NUP supporters without fair trial is a calculated effort to decimate the opposition, as openly threatened by General Museveni time and time again. Since his abduction in Nairobi on November 16, 2024, Dr. Kizza Besigye has been brought to court more than 20 times, denied bail on 3 occasions, yet his hearing still has not commenced. As we speak, he should be appearing in court yet again today at this very moment, but going by the trends, we are pessimistic that justice can be served. Prisoners of conscience. The treatment of Honorable Tundu Lissu and Dr. Kizza Besigye meets the threshold of prisoners of conscience, along with many others, thousands of others, detained solely for their political beliefs and peaceful advocacy for democratic reform. We call upon relevant international bodies to formally recognize them as such and to intensify pressure for their immediate release. We further note that on April 9, 2026, Tundu Lissu will mark exactly 1 year since his arbitrary arrest, an urgent reminder of the sustained injustice he continues to endure. Early warning signs for Kenyans. As a region, we issue this as an early warning to Kenyans. The patterns of democratic backsliding seen across our neighbors are neither abstract nor distant. They are instructive. In Uganda, the consolidation of family power, collapse of the judiciary, and prolonged legal persecution of opposition leaders, such as Dr. Kizza Besigye, and many others, some who have been in pretrial remand for up to 20 years, I believe, some even reaching 28 years, others 5 years in pretrial remand. Marked by repeated arrests, court appearances, multiple bail denials, shows how judicial processes can be stretched to wear down political challengers. In Rwanda, a tightly controlled political environment illustrates how sustained limits on opposition and expression can become normalized over time. In Tanzania, restrictive laws on media, online content, and public assembly have quickly demonstrated how quickly civic space can be narrowed under the banner of stability and how mass violence can be emboldened with impunity. A devastating reality that Kenyans have experienced and must take firm action to prevent a recurrence.